Hello and namaste. This is Samita ma'am from PEA. Let's start questions and answer discussion. Our first question is question number 49. This is the sentence whom did you beat at chess is based on. Alright, we have four options. Let's describe each options. The correct answer here is option number A because whom did you beat at chess? Okay, here whom stands for object, so O is correct, and did stands for auxiliary verb, that's why ox V is correct, and U stands for here subject, so yes is here, this is also correct, and beat is here, main verb is this beat, this is also correct, and last one is adjunct. Okay, at chess is adjunct because this is an extra information about where, that's why option number A is correct. Now let's go for this question number 50. Sit dash the table, don't sit dash the table. Okay, and you have to fill in here. Now look at here. Here option number B is correct because sit at the table. You must write here sit at the table and don't sit on the table. I would like to start from this very sentence, right? Look at here. Don't sit on the table means, it means do not sit on the top of the table, right? Do not sit on the top of the table. Yeah, and what about this? Sit at the table means, it means to be included in a decision making process or discussion. Alright, sit at the table means to be inclined in a decision making process or discussion, particularly at a high level. Okay, this is, actual meaning of sit at the table. That's why option number B is correct. Now, let's go for question number 51. Which option has the same final sound as carries? Now, let's interpret all this sound. Okay, see, your first option is boxes and this is the sound of it. Just, this is the sound of it. His, okay, you can read all the sound here, but the question is asking about the final sound, okay, as carries, okay, same final sound. Actually, its final sound, the same sound is none other than number D, because look, you can see here, carries, yeah, D3, and here also 3, right? So, similar sound just like as this, you can also go for jaws. It has also similar sound like as, carries. But here the answer is option number D. Which one of the following is correct in terms of, question number 52? Okay, let's see this. I look forward to see you again. All right, look forward. Look forward to is always followed by gerund, that is ing form, right? That's why look at here. Yes, E is C. This is the first or base form, which is not correct. Here must be ing. Alright, that's why option number A is incorrect. Now let's go for question number B. Suveksha is not interested to waste time. Interested to and verb 1 is there. Look at here. Interested to and verb 1. This is also wrong because interested to is always followed by gerund. That's why option number B is also wrong. What about option number C? Having worked hard, he felt tired. Yes, it means to say that he had worked hard and so he felt tired. It has shown cause and effect relationship. That's why option number C is correct. Okay, and what about Bidhan agreed to, signing the form? Whenever you are here agreed to, then you have to go for infinitive, okay, to sign, not ing form. That's why option number D is also wrong. Okay, here in this question number 52, you have to go for number C. Which one is a noun in terms of question number 53? We have four options: arrival, personal, momentary, and monthly. Okay, so the correct answer is arrival. Arrival is a noun because it has al ending suffix. Okay, al ending suffix, it is always a noun. Okay, and why not personal? Let's go for question number 53. Which one is a noun? We have four options: arrival, personal, momentary, and monthly. Okay, so here the answer is arrival because arrival is a noun. It means the act of coming or reaching a place. What about other three options? Let's check it out. Personal. Okay, personal, it describes something related to a person. It means describing words are, adjective. That's why a personal is also an adjective. What about momentary? Okay, means lasting for a very short time. It is also an adjective. What about monthly? Okay, means happening every month, right? Happening every month. That's why all three are adjective besides number A, that is arrival. That's why option number A is correct. Let's go for question number 54. The passive voice of nobody had done anything is. Okay, we have four options. Anything had not been done by somebody. Something had not been done. And another is nothing had been done. Last one is anything had been done by nobody. And the correct answer is nothing. Nobody had done anything. Okay, first of all, your subject is nobody, right? And had done is your verb, and anything is your object. So in terms of voice, object comes into the place of subject, subject goes into the place of object. That's why anything always comes in the form of question or in terms of negative sentence, right? So anything changes into nothing, right? So in terms of had, you need to borrow been from outside, and verb 3 is essential. Okay, without verb 3 we cannot imagine voice. Now by somebody, by nobody, this is not necessary. We have already mentioned nothing here. So this is a case of indefinite pronoun. Okay, somebody, someone, nobody, no one, everyone, everybody, isn't it? In terms of that, all those indefinite pronoun, you can drop by. So no need to mention by somebody or nobody, right? All right. So the answer is none other than number C. Which one is correctly punctuated? All right, let's see. As soon as Pamela saw the tiger, she fled away. You can watch a semicolon here, right? Semicolon here. As soon as Pamela saw the tiger, you must avoid this, semicolon. Instead, you have to keep here a comma. So after as soon as Pamela saw the tiger, you must give a comma in order to correct this sentence. What about number B? I like vegetables, semicolon, Samiksha fish. Okay, you can see here this is a correct answer because this is correctly punctuated. You can watch a semicolon here. Semicolon always connects two independent sentence, right? So or let's say clause. I like vegetables, this is independent. Samiksha fish means Samiksha likes fish. Okay, so you can see here I like vegetables is your first part, second part is Samiksha likes fish is second part, right? So I like vegetables, Samiksha likes fish, it means to say that. So here the use of semicolon is perfectly correct. What about number C? I don't know him, Ishan said. Look at here. So give here inverted comma. All right, and then it will be correct. Okay, that's why that is also wrong. Now Ritik therefore requested his boss to grant him leave. After Ritik you must keep a comma, after therefore you must keep a comma, only the sentence becomes correct. Okay, in this way you have to punctuate it correctly. All right. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Okay, it's a complex sentence, no doubt. All right. When in Rome, it means when you are in Rome. Is it, a dependent or let's say subordinate clause. It cannot stand alone as a, complete sentence, right? So, do as the Romans do. Okay, do as the Romans do means an independent or let's say main clause. Okay, which can stand alone as a complete sentence. So, a complex sentence is, let's say has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause, right? One independent, one dependent clause makes a complex sentence. That's why when in Rome, do as the Romans do is a complex sentence. Okay, let's start question number 57. Which one is grammatically incorrect? Let's find out. Okay, I wish I were a king. Okay, I wish subject and it always takes verb to, that is past plural. In terms of I wish, it takes past plural. That's why where is a past plural, that's why this is correct. Priyanka as well as her brothers is honest. You have two subjects here, one is Priyanka and other is her brothers, right? As well as is a prepositional phrase. In terms of the case of prepositional phrase, you have to go for your first subject, that is Priyanka. Priyanka stands for singular subject takes singular verb, that's why is singular verb, singular subject takes singular verb, that is correct. That's why option number B is also a correct sentence. What about option number C? Is either Prasamsa or her parents going to attend the party? Okay, in terms of either or, it means to say only one person. Either Prasamsa will go or her parents will attend, right? It means only one, only one person, or let's say either her parents or Prasamsa, right? Only one option, it means to say only one. So one means singular subject, that's why is here. This is also correct. What about number D? Why this is wrong? I have highlighted it. Many a man were killed. In terms of many, okay, or in terms of many and, okay, it always takes singular verb. It always takes singular verb. Either many or many and, okay, it is followed by singular verb. Now look at here where you have past plural, right? So this is wrong, right? Many a man, okay, was killed hunu parthe. Okay, now let's go for next. Had he had the time, he dashed the function. This question is from conditional sentence and especially from third conditional sentence, right? In terms of third conditional sentence, see verb in if clause. Okay, in terms of if clause, there will be subject plus had plus verb 3. Okay, here you can also add if. Okay, if plus subject plus had plus verb 3, and in terms of main clause, right? Main clause, here will be, you can write would or could or might. Would, could or might plus have plus verb 3. Okay, so this is the perfect forms of verb you have to carry here. So look at here, had he had, okay, had he had plus this had is verb 3. So this is from third conditional sentence, right? So let's have from would, could, might, there is would. Okay, now you would, could, might, all they are modal verb, and modal verb is should be followed by verb 1. So in form of verb 1 here is have, that is also correct, and you need third form, right? So this is third form of verb, this is correct. So would have attended, had he had the time, okay, he would have attended the function. He would have attended the function. That's why option number D is correct. What is the time? Dash, okay, your watch. Here your correct answer is by. Okay, why by? Why not in, on, at? Because, okay, by your watch, or let's say, what is the time? By your watch means according to your watch. It means to say that what is the time according to your watch. Ahan was reading when I dash his home. Okay, let's see this question from tense and tense aspect. Okay, now we have 4 options and the correct answer is raised. Ahan was reading. Okay, Ahan was reading means it follows the structure of past continuous. It is an ongoing action in the past because here is was. So it is an ongoing action in the past. What about I raised? Okay, raised it is a simple past, a completed action in the past. Okay, a completed action in the past. What about now see the structure here in terms of past continuous, and that is simple past. One action was happening when another happened. That's why option number B, that is reached, is correct answer for this question. Ahan was reading when I reached his home. Okay, now let's start our reading comprehension, right? So question number 97. According to the passage, what is the primary implication of the 3D printed bridge for the future of civil engineering? Okay, we have 4 options. First of all, you should know your keyword, my dear students, and your keyword is primary implication of 3D printed bridge for the future of civil engineering, right? So according to the passage, primary implication, for this I have highlighted here the clue. Now you read, please come and read. It showcases how computational design, robotics and machine learning can synergize to create load bearing structures with minimal material waste, increase precision and reduce human risks. Okay, so on the basis of this very idea, we can say option number C is correct because it says that it introduces a hybrid of digital automation and structural innovation, which is the primary implication of 3D printed bridge for the future of civil engineering. Why? Because the passage highlights, according to the passage, we know that the passage highlights a fusion of a digital fabrication, which is called automation in fact, and engineering innovation. Because of this very reason, right, we can say the primary implication of the 3D printed bridge for the future of civil engineering is none other than it introduces a hybrid of digital automation and structural innovation. Why not A, why not B and D? Let's find out. It makes bridge decision more aesthetically pleasing. Alright, this is wrong because see the option it focuses only on aesthetics, only on the beauty, beautiful part, or let's say its beauty, which is wrong because the passage explicitly says it is not the main point. This is not the main argument of our passage. That's why no, not only aesthetics, there are something more than this. So let's go for number B. It proves that human labor is obsolete in construction. Okay, so the passage says it reduces human risks, not that human labor is obsolete. Alright, that's why this is wrong. And what about number D? It replaces traditional materials like steel with polymers. Okay, actually the bridge uses steel, not polymers. That's why option number D is wrong. For this question number 97, one and only answer, that is option number C. It introduces a hybrid of digital automation and structural innovation is the primary implication. I hope you have understood well. Now let's go for another question. What does the author infer by describing the bridge as a living laboratory in the second paragraph? Okay, now we have 4 options. Let's start. What does the author infer by describing the bridge as a living laboratory? Alright, this question is indirect question, my dear students. For indirect question, you need to give time, right? So take your time and read the clue from the passage at first. First of all, read your passage. Alright, now let's read together. Come on and let's read. Beyond its physical structure, the bridge integrates a suite of embedded sensors that collect real-time data on parameters such as strain, vibration and pedestrian traffic density. This transforms the breeze into a living laboratory for structural monitoring and predictive maintenance, potentially influencing future urban planning and civil engineering models. So, let us abstract some ideas from these clues and find out the correct option here. First option says the breeze is used primarily for educational tours. Oh my god. Actually, there is no mention of educational tours. That's why this is not the correct answer. What about number B? It continuously gathers data for engineering analysis. Of course, according to the idea. Yes, from these very lines, from these, okay, all those highlighted clues, we can say, okay, actually, living laboratory in the second paragraph describes, okay, it continuously gathers data for engineering analysis. How? Because the phrase living laboratory means the breeze has, okay, sensors that continuously collect data to help with engineering analysis like monitoring and maintenance. Okay, that's why option number B is correct. What about option number C? Option number C, it changes its design in response to user feedback. Why this is wrong? Actually, the breeze does not change its design based on the user's feedback. It never do that. The breeze hosts biological experiments in urban spaces. Actually, living here is metaphorical, not biological. No mention of biological experiments, right? That's why this is also wrong. For this question number 98, yes, option number B is correct. So, option number B, it continuously gathers data for engineering analysis is the correct one. Now, let's go for question number 99, my dear students. Which of the following best describes the process by which the breeze was constructed? Okay, we have again 4 options. First one is manual welding of prefabricated steel components. Is it? This is not, because the breeze was not made by manual welding but by robotic 3D printing. That's why option number A is wrong. Casting molten steel into pre-designed molds. Okay, the question is asking that which of the following best describes the process by which the breeze was constructed. Is it a best process? Maybe. Let's see. Casting molten steel into pre-designed molds. This is a traditional method. The passage emphasizes additive manufacturing, not casting. That's why this is also wrong. Now let's go for number C. Modular assembly using recycled materials. The passage does not mention recycled materials or modular assembly. That's why this is also wrong. What about number D? Layer by layer robotic extrusion of stainless steel. Yeah, this is correct, because the breeze was built using additive, manufacturing, also known as 3D printing, where material is added layer by layer. That's why this is correct. Okay, on the basis of the idea given here, just read this line and get the answer. Okay, let's read from here. This pioneering structure created by the Dutch robotics from EMX3D spans over 12 meters and was fabricated using multi-axis robotic arms that extruded molten stainless steel in successive layers, mimicking organic growth patterns. First of all, you have to read the passage, try to get all those clues, on the basis of your keywords from your question, and then interpret your options. So the here number D matches the clue. That's why number D is correct one. Now let's go for question number 100, the last one. The phrases, or let's say the phrase transcends aesthetics or novelty in the passage most nearly means. Okay, now this is a vocabulary question. Now look at here, transcends, aesthetics or novelty in the passage most nearly means. Okay, let's see, we have 4 options. Yes, let's see first of all, where is this transcends aesthetics? Okay, the significance, let's read first of all the clue inside your passage. The significance of this achievement transcend aesthetics or novelty. Look at here, your keyword is here. So your keyword is here. Now we couldn't get anything from this line. Now let's read other following lines. It showcases how computational design, robotics and machine learning can synergize to create load-bearing structures with minimal material waste, increased precision and reduced human risks. It also hints at future applications, especially in remote, dangerous or extraterrestrial environments where conventional construction methods may be impractical or hazardous. This is the clue for this question. Now find out the answer. Actually, the phrase transcends aesthetics or novelty in the passage most nearly means none other than number A, that is, goes beyond visual appeal or being merely new. Actually, the breeze is not just important because it looks nice. It's important for deeper reasons like engineering, innovation, safety and data technology. Okay, now let's go for number B. Number B, the option says that is unrelated to beauty or innovation. Is it? Definitely not, because here unrelated means no connection at all, which is truly wrong. What about number C? Undermines traditional aesthetic values. It's more than just pretty. It's technologically advanced. That's why this is also wrong. What about number D? Dismisses both form and functions. Here dismisses means rejects, which is wrong because it never rejects. Actually, it values, or let's say the passage values both form and function. So how can we say dismisses both form and function? That's why option number A is correct answer here. The phrase transcends aesthetics or novelty in the passage most nearly means none other than number A, goes beyond visual appeal or being merely new. Okay, see you next week. Thank you.